All right, we are live for the 140th episode of the
Let's Go podcast. And nowadays, it's not too often we get to have everybody but myself on this podcast. So I'm excited to have some guests here. I'm excited for David to join us. We've done a lot of maybe you're guest now. We've done a lot of solo power ranking podcasts and walk and talks, but we have Isaac Weiss here, of course, a good friend of the leagues and also the pitcher for the Twillery Tigers, who are once again back in the semifinals and looking this time maybe to get over the hump. And we are going to paying rent. And we're going to introduce the two semifinal games, talk about it. We have both semi games on Wednesday. The winners will then play game one of the championship, and then the following week, depending on who's in the championship, we'll be playing either Tuesday or Wednesday, as we have both nights available. So we're excited to talk about it. And David, go ahead.
Well, it's fun to be here with Isaac Weiss. Me and Isaac became friends over the last couple of months, shared a couple of video calls, getting the
All
relationship. What?
All topics.
Relationship becoming a little bit more intimate. A lot of talk about Flatbush Girl. Isaac Weiss constantly calling me for Flatbush Girl updates almost every day.
The most predominantly discussed thing on the captain's chat.
Now that the issue is resolved, we're able to openly talk about Flatbush Girl without her coming after us, right? Is that?
I'm staying away. It's not working.
Anyway, we have here one of the top pitchers in the certainly in the tier 2, and also a great captain. His team is in the thick of it every year, and I'm zoiche to be going up against Yitzchak Weiss Wednesday night, 7:45, North Woodmere Park. Bring your wives, bring your kids, bring your friends. What?
Field two. Yeah, they Biggie Meats picked Field 1. They're the 1 seed.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Field 2, and I mean, I'm curious. Avi will give us his predictions and takes on the game. Tigers are a known entity, and they got better this year. They added Yossi Rosenberg, who, as we know, is a phenomenal player. They added a guy named Maluch. I don't know. That's the T-neck guy?
Malik.
Oh, Malik.
Just spelled with a CH.
Oh, okay.
He's a great player.
And they also added somebody else who was an unknown player in these parts, but really phenomenal. I added him to my Sunday team. Josh Butel was discovered by me.
Now.
He hit 700, and I get a call from Yitzchak Weiss. He says, I see you have this guy, Peter Boitel, on your Sunday squad. You think I could add him for nights? I said, he's a nice guy. He's a cool guy. He wears sunglasses. I said, just give him a call. One thing led to another, and now I'm facing Pewdie on Wednesday night, which I'm not so excited about.
Do you remember the first player that we ever had tiffed about?
Yeah. What, who was it? That was Ziegelbaum? I forgot.
Ziegelbaum last year.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you tried poaching it, right, Dave?
I got him. I got him from a random team. And
right.
David takes him back for the summer, saying he's been playing with me forever.
That's when Sandy Berger called me a dick on this podcast. But you guys ended up getting Yitzi Miller.
Right. Yes, we did.
Who's
He was meniscus. He's been out.
Yeah, that's a shame. But anyway, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Listen, 140. I feel like 140 is the proper time to have me on.
What does 140 mean? What am I missing?
Podcast number 140 today.
Oh, podcast number 140. Okay, why is that? What is it about 140?
I'm a 140 guy. I'm not top 10, 20, 140. Perfect.
Wait, you weren't on that time we had Manila? Oh, you just popped in for a few minutes?
Because it was the Sunday morning league.
Oh.
That was also, if I'm not mistaken, right after we purchased the Night League, and Ariel put out like a 6-paragraph thesis. I'm almost certain that was like.
I actually had a non-compete sign from Ariel that I wasn't allowed to talk to you guys for.
So it only took you 140 podcasts to get on. Wow. So you had a non-compete also, did you? Okay, I'm not even going to get into this.
Nah, don't get into it.
That was a real bait over there. You were baiting me. So yeah, only 140. So tell us about your team. Tell us about your squad. Tell us about your season.
So it's actually pretty crazy. I joined Manila's team. I think we're probably coming up on 8 years now. Manila called me. I will never forget. Well, I know him a very long time, and he calls me up. He's like, "Hey, I have a team. And we're a pretty decent team, and our pitcher just got hurt. Do you want to come out and play?" And I'm like, okay, no problem. I'll come out and play a game. And I played.
Where were you living at the time?
I was living in Brooklyn. Still living in Brooklyn. And I played with them one game. had fun, good game. And then afterwards, I'm like speaking to Manella, what's the team, what's the league, whatever. And then his pitcher ended up being out for the year. And
What was the pitcher's name?
I don't even know. I really don't know. It was like the first game. I literally think I came in week 2.
You Wally pipped him. You really Wally pipped him.
I don't think it was Wally. I don't think it was Wally Pip. I think Manella was looking for a way to get rid of him, and the injury was the greatest thing that happened. But whatever, we finished the year, and we lost in the semifinals. Yeah, how's it going? We keep losing in the semifinals. But and then after the season, Manella was like, okay, like, would you play? Like whatever. I'm like, yeah, of course, I'm in. And for the next 2 years, we had basically the same roster. I got my uncle to start playing, Shia, when I started playing, so he joined our roster. So that was a big pickup. We also got David and my uncle got Donnie Perlman to play for us a lot. He's a great player.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know Donnie played for you guys.
Yeah,
I don't
he
know
played
that.
for us for 2-3 years.
Ah.
He was phenomenal.
Yeah.
And slowly, every year, I would weed
What?
out one guy.
1 second. Yeah, 1 second. Let me so those were your quote unquote, meaning in the Ariel Cohen era, you're allowed to have
was
two.
Shia and Donnie Perlman.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Talk about, and this is when there was real rules.
Right.
So Shia and Donnie being your A-League guys was humongous.
Yeah.
And we actually, you guys probably, there's no reason you should know this story, but if you want to hear how, if you just want to hear classic B-League crazy,
Yeah.
we made the championship in our 3rd year, and we were playing against the 6th seed, and they show up to the championship game with 6 guys who were not on their roster. Daniel Ash comes to the game, Jack Paneth, Akiva Madnick.
Was this
6
against
guys.
the Black Sox?
No, it was actually Mike Steinberg was the captain.
He lives in Florida now. He's good. He's
I don't know.
family friend of the man-in-laws. They moved to Florida
And they
apparently.
show up to the game, and we're just like, what is this? And they're like, oh, yeah, this guy's on a... Very long story short, after an hour of arguments on the field, Dom called it and said, no game, we will reconvene next week, and you have to send in your roster before, and it needs to be approved. So
What
we
a
did not play.
cluster F. This is in
We
the
did not
Evan
play.
days?
This was in the Evan days.
Okay.
And we did not play the game. We came back the next week. We had to approve their team, which we did, and we beat them 11-2. We won the championship.
So what were they trying to do by showing
It
up
was
with all
classic,
these...
classic Mike, if you know him. He's trying to pull moves. Oh, Ash is not going to pitch. He's
The only
playing
thing I remember
outfield.
about Mike is he used to
Benefit.
always bring his phone and tape it to the fence to video all his games. That's what I remember.
But whatever. So after that, we slowly started turning over the team. We got Hesky to come out, who's been playing now for 4 or 5 years with us. We got Yumi. Menachem has been playing with us now for 4 or 5 years. And we essentially have the same core. We rotate 1 or 2 guys every year, depending on who's available. And I believe we have made the Final Four in every single season since we've had this core together. We lost in the championship twice, and both times we lost was when the former commissioner, who we won't talk about, forced us to play a doubleheader semifinals finals when he didn't have to play. Only the second game. The other
Right.
team was fine. And we're back here now, and we really, really feel like we need to get over the hump this year. It's been 6 seasons now, losing in the Final Four or Final Two.
That's a crazy home top seed advantage to be playing a team coming off of a game. Meaning there are times
crazy. It was crazy.
I understand it when you're I'm fine with it when you're
When
the
both teams are
playing
doing
team, when both teams are, or
the playing game. Because
game.
the playing game, it's like an extra gift. It's like a gift.
It's a gift. Yeah. Anything other than that is just completely unreasonable.
That was crazy.
Yeah. So then you pitched the second game in those scenarios.
Correct.
How do you do pitching 14 innings?
I miss Sendy.
I see. Wait. So no. But in those games against the Robins, who pitched game 2?
So I think Sendy wasn't on the team for one of them.
Okay.
He wasn't there at that point.
Okay.
And then the second time, maybe I started, and then he relieved me. I don't remember exactly the scenario.
I see. So you guys are out for blood, and you have the roster. You have the roster to do it. That's for sure.
We just need to get over our Achilles heel from the last 4 years, which is for some reason every year in this game, we don't hit.
Well, you're facing a pitcher tomorrow night, Craig Stroh, who's eminently hittable. And I don't say that disrespectfully.
No, he
He-
plays for his field.
he plays to his field. So, you know, what I said to the guys, so last week we had an interesting game against a depleted Crown Care. A depleted Crown
Stop with
Care.
the depleted. Stop it. Stop it. I was at the game. Stop it. That roster was a strong roster.
Yeah. So anyway, you saw in the first inning our shortstop
He made a big miscalculation, Joey.
with what? With what?
You don't bring a chassan 7 days before his wedding. He's thinking about a lot of other things besides softball.
Isaac, he played yesterday versus me in Game 3 of the semifinals. He played yesterday morning. Sunday morning. Yeah, he played yesterday for Kaufman. They beat us. They beat us 8-1 or 8-0. Knocked us out of the semis.
bless
From what I heard Wednesday night, he was a little distracted.
Yeah. There's a couple of. He's
He's a great player.
Right. So our shortstop made a couple of errors.
Yesterday he was golden in the field. But go ahead. Yeah.
Avi, I messaged Holly after the game and I said, you know, you got to get some reps in. Our shortstop, his name is Naftali Hollander, very talented kid, but he's young. I don't know what he's busy with. He's not Michigan like the rest of us who have played in 30 softball games already this season. He's played in 4. That was his 4th game of the year.
He plays all summer. He's a classic Rome kid. He plays all summer. He's in Shayashuv. He's in Yeshiva. And he plays a couple, here and there. Softball during the year.
So I said, you need to get some reps. So then he said to me, oh, wow, was it that bad? So I was like, I don't remember exactly. And then I said, next week we're playing a very, very strong team. We can't afford to make errors in the first like we did. He's like, so you do remember the errors, don't you?
You guys had like 1 or 2 like fundamental plays that were bad. I don't remember you making errors.
Besides for the errors,
the wrong pace.
I think there was also
the classic B League thing.
Yeah. I think there was also an error. Well, maybe I'm wrong. I think there's also an error. So yeah, we're gonna have to play you. Craig pitches to the field. He doesn't walk anybody. Right.
I was very impressed by that. I looked at the box score after your game, and him and Mikey combined for 1 walk.
Wow.
They're both very similar in which they throw very soft, but they throw strikes, and they're quick. They're quick. They get the ball and they throw. There's no waiting around.
And they're trusting their field. And you guys both had good rosters on the field that night.
Yeah, Craig can dial it up. He can dial it up here and there. It throws people off balance a little bit, but our field is, if not perfect, we can afford at most 1 or 2 mistakes, I think, against the Tigers.
I think everybody could afford 1 or 2 mistakes. That's what it comes down to, especially in these closer games. They are. If you go look at the B League playoffs over the last 4 or 5 years,
I was going to say that.
The score in almost every semifinal and final game is a 3-2, 4-3. There's never blowouts. Except for that second place team who didn't stop running their mouth, who lost 16-4.
Nah, he's a sweet kid. Yaron's a very sweet kid. He's a sweet kid. That's funny, though. So let's get some predictions. Avraham, let's start with you. Actually, Avraham, start with the betting line. What do you got on the betting line?
Well, I just found out that Ari Moskovic dropped out for the 2nd time for my RSK team with a week to go, so that's not great. Now I got to find another outfielder. Sorry for the distraction. I think it's going to be a very good, close game. I think Twillery has more firepower at the plate. I think both teams are very close in the field. I think Twillery also has the better pitcher, not just because Isaac's on, but Isaac's been doing it at a higher level for a lot longer, and has a lot more stuff, especially if that riser is working. It's an extremely difficult pitch. It's very similar to Huda Koenig's riser with a little less speed.
And a lot less control.
And a lot less. I wouldn't. Yehuda controls it well, but there are also times where Yehuda loses that. Yeah, definitely better than you. Yeah. But it's not perfect either. There are a lot of times where Yehuda's riser also stays on the ground and falls behind the
It's really
count.
not an easy pitch to throw, especially if you're trying to throw it as a strikeout pitch.
I'm not sure how to physically do it. I don't understand the whole science behind it, but it's an unbelievable pitch if it works. I do think that Clear will come out, and Dave, I think you will have your team ready to go. I think you'll play less sloppy than you did. And I don't think it's going to come down to who's playing more sloppy. I think, like Isaac was saying, come semifinals and championships in Tier 2, you're talking very high-level softball. Like, during the regular season, you want to compare Tier 1 to Tier 2 and say Tier 1, 2 hours you're going to lose a game, and Tier 2 you can get away with 3, 4, or 5. That makes sense. But come semifinals and championships, 2 or 3 hours could cost you a game when you're playing the top 4 out of 11 or 12 teams in the league.
100%. And if you look around notoriously at the league, at the end of the day, it is true. At the end of the day, the Final 4 teams in Tier 2 that are always around, it's teams made up of predominantly high-level B-League guys, but there's always good A-League players on both teams.
Yeah, very true.
Like, it's just the way it works. we know this for years. You're not winning the B League if you don't have A-League guys on your team. Which is why when people say, why doesn't your team go up to the A-League? We say always. We're like, yeah, if you let us take our full team up, we'll do it. But we're going to lose 3 guys from our team because they play for other teams in the A-League. And at that point, you're at a big disadvantage. But when you get to this point, go look at the teams that are left. Every team that's left has guys who play in the A-League at high level.
I agree. I ultimately think it's going to come down to firepower. I think Twillery just has more firepower than Clear does. Listen, I have a soft spot for Clear. You know, obviously the famous story now of Eli Sabo being approached by another league in town and holding strong for the HSL, and I made him a promise that I will make sure not only to get him on a team, but to get him on a very good team. And I think I fulfilled that promise with, you know, Dave's help and Gindolf's help, you know, building him a team that's now in the semifinals.
Well, we also added 3 people mid-season that have completely transformed the team. Shlomo Ross, Erickson Flores, and David Weissman. Like,
yes, that's true.
We went up
especially
like
David
crazy.
Weissman, by the way. David Weissman's one of the most low-key
He's
hitters
so damn
around.
good. He's so damn good.
He has lethal
Do you
pop.
know who he is? Yeah. Oh, you don't know?
Well, David actually predominantly
Erickson,
played.
you should be familiar with that. He's that
I probably know my face.
the Dominican
Erickson
guy who
Flores,
was
you
on the
know.
Robins. He's skinny
Yes.
and
I probably
You know
Very-
Erickson.
Yeah.
David Weissman only played A-League ball for many years. He played on Mo Feintel's team as a catcher for many, many years. Once Mo moved his team from the A-League to the other league, you know, David, you know, was playing on that team. I don't think he enjoyed it too much, and now he got a spot on David Gottlieb's team here in the B, and I think he's having a great time. Again, I think it's come down to firepower. I think both teams will play a clean game. I would envision something like a 6-3 Twillery win. I think makes sense. I don't think it'll come from bad pitching. I don't think it'll come from bad fielding. I think it'll come mostly from, you know, there's this Twillery's a stacked lineup, and it's even if you have a clean game, especially the way Craig throws, it'll be hard to, you know, control them. And for you guys, Dave, I think the only way you stay in this game and the only way you compete, I think, is by scoring runs. I don't think it's going to be by, you know, Twillery has you guys have done it a lot this year, Isaac, where you guys start off slow, like the first 2, 3, 4 innings, not really scoring runs, and you have one inning where you score like 7, 8 runs. Yeah. I think that's going to happen again. I don't know 7, 8, but I think the way Clear Services stays in this game is by being aggressive, which is what you guys do all year. You know, Eli Sabo, a very aggressive base runner. Naftali Hollander, aggressive base runner. Erickson Flores. You guys got to take advantage of any mistake and take the extra base always. I think that's how you stay in the game. But if I had to predict, I would say Twillery wins a 6-3 and advances to the championship.
Avi, so what are Isaac's weaknesses as a pitcher that Clear should be aware of?
I think it's get ahead of the count.
Go watch any game I pitch.
I think it's get ahead of the count. Let Isaac get into a groove of throwing balls. Let him, you know, have a couple of walks. I think that helps. Also, when you get ahead of the count, you know, try to get that slough pitch over the middle and hit it hard is what I would say. On the flip side, if you get behind the count, it's a lot of trouble because, you know, Isaac could dial it up, and also that riser. If that riser's on, like, it's so difficult because what the riser tends to do, similar to Koenig, is it starts on the lower half of the strike zone and it ends in the higher half of the strike zone. So if you're gonna swing, you're not gonna touch the ball, and if you're not gonna swing, you're gonna think it's a ball high because of the rise, but it's not high because it starts low and ends high, but it's all in the strike zone if it works properly. So it's a very difficult pitch to hit. So you really got to stay ahead of the count and hope that Isaac gets into his groove of walking people. If Isaac doesn't walk people and the rider's working, it's a lot of trouble.
What's the best way to get in Isaac Weiss's head as a pitcher?
Have his field make a couple of big mistakes.
What's the betting line, Avi? What's the betting line, Avi?
6-3. What's 6-3 Twillery? So that's -2.5. I would probably go Twillery at a -190. Does that make sense?
-190. So that
Yeah.
Is it always the reverse? Does that mean that Clear is
Similar.
No.
How does it work?
It's a -190 would be like a +150 for you guys.
It's a little
Okay.
less on the plus side, yeah.
I see.
But
And
again,
that's,
I think it comes down just to straight talent. I just think Twillery's a more talented team. I don't think it's one of those cases where one of the pitchers are going to implode or the field's going to implode.
also not just talented, an incredibly experienced team. I mean, if
That as
Husky,
well.
Isco,
Yeah.
everybody in that lineup has played in 1,000 softball games locally. Like I mentioned,
It's really crazy.
Naftali Hollander, he's played in a total of. Let me say one thing. I learned this from Chaim Zegelbaum, actually. We were talking about a certain guy, and he said, he's like, this is a Rum Venisa guy. Rum Venisa is the highest division in...
Yeah, Isaac knows.
In Romamu, right? And he said there's Rum Venisa softball, which is you come to the plate and you swing when you're a good hitter, swing as hard as you can. Everybody backs up, you hit home run, whatever it is. So Naftali Hollander, he's going to watch his podcast. He'll be like, why do you spend the whole time shitting on me? No, but Naftali's such a nice guy. He's 22 years old. He's probably played in a total... Avi, has he played last year? He played last year for you?
Yeah.
On when?
Sunday morning, summer.
Sunday morning summer. Okay, which is not a that's
Until he went
you
to
know,
camp. Until he went.
That's
to
a
camp.
less
There's been
competitive
a real
league.
influx of talent into this league in
Baruch
terms of younger
Hashem.
kids.
Baruch Hashem, it's a great
And for
thing.
years, we actually last year when we lost, we had a meeting. Me, Yumi, Chesky Itzkowitz, and Dov Manella. And for an hour we discussed, do we know any little kids who are good at baseball? We need more athleticism. We need kids. And it happens to be Mayor Gestetner was a humongous pickup for us.
And what about this Malik? How do you say his name again?
Malik. He's
Is he
young?
31. He's 31.
Oh, okay,
He's not like
okay,
a
he's
young
not
kid,
young.
but he's a good ball player.
Yeah, you got to. So anyway, so like the guys on your team, they're not Rum Vanessa guys. They're guys who have
No.
played
Yeah,
in probably hundreds of these
For
games
sure.
already in their life.
for sure.
All right, Avi, you want to do the other games now?
Yeah, well, we have to. There's only one other game. I'm saying
One other
extreme. Well, very quickly, we'll go through this. Extreme vent cleaning absolutely shocked the world, in my opinion. I thought they would, I thought they would hold on to win the playing game. I did not think they would in any world beat Cafe Chocolat. Isaac Weiss sort of predicted it from the beginning that I overhyped them. That
Joey Katz. Give Joey Katz.
Joey
some
Katz
credit.
also.
Joey Katz was
Joey
on
Katz.
this.
Yeah, Joey Katz also, and extreme.
Wait, what did you say about Joey?
He
Joey
called it
Katz
also.
for weeks was telling
Oh,
me
yeah,
that they
yeah.
would lose in the first round.
He was in a real fight with Yaron over there. They need like a cage match or something.
But you know what? I got to tell you something. You're talking about a bunch of guys playing in a million games and this and that and experience. I don't know these kids, and they're actually very talented. We played against them. We had a great game against them. But I saw a few. I watched 3 innings of their game, and I saw a few mistakes that were classic, first time their mistakes. I also saw a guy in extreme vent hit a ball further than I've ever seen a right-handed hitter hit a ball.
I heard about that. I wish I was there for that.
Oh my goodness, that was a bomb.
I heard about that.
And again, and Asaf, we all know Asaf. When he's on, when he has it going, he's very difficult. He is.
Isaac, he threw up a no-hitter in the tier one game.
On Monday night, and then what did we do? And then what did we do to him Wednesday night?
Right, it's true.
We crushed him.
Yeah.
So like
he crushed him. Yeah.
It's again, softball's a very weird game where anything can happen on any night. You're missing something. You're a little bit off. We all know this. We've all played a million games. But he has some, and when he's up in the count, if that fastball's on, he's very hard to hit. So I don't think they're ready for that. I really don't.
I think they have a very good core. Their top 5 are really strong hitters. I think their weakness is that their outfield's a little shaky. Their bottom of their lineup's also a little shaky. And again, they're going up against a very tough team, a team that deservedly got the 1 seed, Biggie Meats. They did have a bit of an easier schedule. They took advantage of, I think, the 3 or 4 teams on the bottom of the league.
The worst loss of the year against them.
Right. And they came back. I think they're down by 3 in this going to the 7th against you guys, and they came back and ended up
Down by 6 in the 5th, down by 3 in the 7th.
That's crazy. So they deserve the 1 seed. They earned it, and again, they have a powerhouse. I do think they're going to beat Extreme Vent Cleaning. Again, I would love for Extreme to make it. It's such an underdog story, and poor Extreme, like similar to Twillery in a sense. Also, they always make it to like the second round of the playoffs and then lose. Or I think last year they lost. They got upset in the first round. It's like the 2 seed versus like the 6 or something. So I think Biggie Meats ultimately is going to win again, just based off firepower. Of course, Slomwitz is a good pitcher. Also, does not walk guys, throws a lot of strikes. The only way Extreme stays in the game is, as Isaac was saying, if Asaf dominates. Asaf pitches really well, limits Biggie Meats' offense to 3 or 4 runs, and you make it a game. But if Asaf's even a tad off, I think Biggie Meats ultimately will win. I would go Biggie Meats 8 and Extreme Vent Cleaning 4. So I guess according to me, I would have Biggie Meats going up against Twillery in Game 1 of the championship. And it'll be a fun championship. 3 games. Game 1 will be Wednesday, and games 2 and 3 would be.
Remembers the count.
Make sure Tom remember. I'm so happy that blew over so fast. In the moment, I'm like, oh no, this is so much potential to become such a thing, and it didn't become a thing. I guess it's props to Twillery.
If it was the playoffs, it would have become.
It was the playoffs. Dave doesn't even know what's going on.
I don't know what happened. Yeah, what's the story?
In the final inning, there was a batter that was
2-2.
2-2, and there was a pitch that was a ball, and Dom said it was ball forward, sent him to first base, and that was it. And he went to first base, and they ended up coming back and ultimately winning the game. But that was huge, because if it's 3-2, the guy could make out the next pitch, and you never know what's going to happen. But
wow.
To my happy surprise, that blew over like it was water. Like there was no.
Like I said, regular season, it is what it is. New person.
I think it's Dom and Joe on Wednesday night. So we got the best of the best. They're each going to get 1 game, and then they're going to combine for Game 1 of the championship. From what Dom told me yesterday.
That works.
All right, so Avi, Yitzchak, you could stick around for this, even though you're not a Sunday person. How did we get you to become a Sunday person, by the way?
Highly doubtful. Well, my wife works on Sundays, so that right there pretty much negates it. But as someone who played in the OBBL from the ages of 18 till last year, waking up Sunday mornings to play baseball sucks. Like, it does. I love baseball, but, like, it sucks.
There's something, I don't know what it is, that drive home after playing in the sun, and especially in April when it's like
14 degrees outside?
No, and when you have that first sunny day.
I'm trying to petition the night league to start in May. I can't deal with this. What we had this year, the first 3 weeks, I had a guy
we're starting earlier. We're starting earlier next year, by the way. One more doubleheaders, one or the other.
Texted me out. He said, I don't play baseball in the winter.
Was his name Archie?
No, it's not. That would be a nice pickup.
But that means baseball season, according to that guy, baseball season is a 3-month season. I mean, it's
May to September.
We had some cold nights in May. You have cold nights in May, no?
Yeah, but the first couple.
But not like April. Okay, fair enough. So we're gonna do the Sunday playoff roundup. So you're free to stick around.
I heard there was a split.
There was a split.
Mr. Pewdie's not so happy.
Yeah, it's so convoluted and ridiculous, and it's kind of taking the fun out of it because now we're talking about playing like July 12th, and
that's the problem.
It's not fun.
You guys should have played 1-9. You should have.
That's what Pewdie said, and Pewdie was absolutely right. I don't know why we didn't.
Listen, people are asking. I offered that as an option, and both captains shut it down.
I shut it down.
Both captains. Maybe it was someone shut it down from your side. Someone shut it down. That was an option, and it was shut down.
What we're doing in the night league works because you're playing game 1, and then you anyways have to come out for either 2 or 3. So that works.
Yeah,
right. And also, when it's a night league, there's just more nights available. Sunday morning is a very niche.
But to do 2 games. If it's a split, you need to come back out.
Oh, I see what you're saying. It's brutal. Right. So, Avi, what did you see yesterday for the time period that you were there at?
Isaac, you could say you don't have to go, but you could say
you. Off, guys.
Yeah.
See you later. Thanks for coming on. Good luck.
Thanks,
tomorrow
Isaac.
night.
Yeah, see ya.
No talking once we get to the field. You can't talk to me.
No talking.
It's actually funny because
it's like 5 of your teammates, Dave, from Sunday morning.
Wait, Isaac, you were talking to Avi, right?
When?
Wait, when you just said no talking.
No, he was talking to you, David. So you guys shouldn't talk.
That I can't talk.
Yeah, you can't talk to him. You guys are rivals.
No, it's
to Manila, to nobody.
It's okay, fine. It's very funny. I have a couple of comments on that. One is that Avi.
Also, I'm adding Manila back to the captain's chat for the summer, and I'm leaving. My goodness, way too much going on there.
There's a lot going on there.
I think there are a couple of people who need to be removed, and it'll calm down. And I think one of them should actually be removed already because his team's out. No.
Potentially. Not bringing a team next season.
Yeah.
All right, so no talking to you tomorrow, Isaac. You got it.
Nah, you can talk to me. Don't worry about it.
Thanks,
All
Isaac.
right, guys. I'll speak to you guys later.
Thanks for coming on. So, Avi, what did you see when you were at the game yesterday?
I saw 2 teams that are very talented. They're very similar. They both have a strong offense. They both have a great defense. They both have great pitching. Sendy obviously is phenomenal. It never hurts having Nachum Mintz as your backup. He's legit. Ari Slomowitz also, like I said earlier about the night league, he throws strikes. He knows what he's doing. He changes speeds. He's got a phenomenal defense behind him. This guy Fox in the outfield is unbelievable.
Fox, yeah, great.
Fox.
Nice guy also.
Yeah, beyond. He's waiting for the Twillery Tournament registration to come out. He said he wants to sign up already. He messaged me about it all the time.
Maybe he should be a captain.
Maybe. If he knows enough. Yeah, maybe. That's a potential. But yeah, these again, it's 2 great teams. 2 great teams that had a lot of history, and a split made sense. It only made sense. I predicted there'd be a split. I did predict Battlehawks to win in 3. It's unfortunate that we don't have a date for the 3rd game right now. But what I saw were 2 teams that were very talented. I wasn't there the first game. It seemed like your bats just were dead. It didn't wake up at all. It seemed like it seemed like Battlehawks played a very clean game in the field, and Ari did what he needed to do. And then when I was there, it was sort of the opposite. Your bats woke up just enough, and they didn't hit at all. And it seemed like Sandy just absolutely dominated.
Well, to be honest, in game 1, Sandy really dominated too. He made 2 key errors, and I didn't check the stats. I know Such was on the game changer. I don't know if he kept the full stats.
I could check.
I would say Sandy maybe had 1 earned run in 14 innings.
I'll check right now. So yesterday, game 1, you guys lost 3-2, and Sandy Berger
he has him at
was
0
earned runs.
It doesn't make sense though because there's something wrong with this because it says 5 innings pitched.
Oh, so maybe he missed an inning.
Then underneath it says 3 runs, 1 earned run. That makes sense to me. 3 runs, 1 earned run. Yeah, look under that.
And then in game 2 is 6 hits and nothing. 1 earned run, 1 earned run.
No.
in game 2.
Oh, we did give up a run in game 2? I forgot.
Oh, that was game 1. Sorry, game
No,
2.
no, it was no earned runs.
That was game 1. Yeah, game 2
He
you
gave
won
up
5
one earned
nothing.
run. He gave up one earned run in.
Yeah, it looks like
in
he stopped
14
scoring it
innings.
after the 3rd inning. Doesn't have his.
Okay.
We don't have his stats in game
Well,
2.
he was playing. Suck was playing.
Yeah. Oh, right. Okay, so that's basically again, like I said, I think it's gonna be a great game. I do think Battlehawks have a little bit of an edge. I think they'll win, but I think it'll be close. But right now, our priority is to get the game in, and we got to figure that out.
It's not looking so good. Yeah, it was a fun game. Unfortunately, it took all the juice out. Now waiting another month or something, so we'll have to see. Fun time at the field yesterday. Very good camaraderie between the two teams. Slamowitz, by the way, special shout out to Ari because he not only pitched a gem in game 1, the runs were unearned, but he got a 2-run single to right field, went the opposite way off a very tough pitch from Sendy. Basically, we made 2 errors in that inning. They had bases loaded. Slamowitz converted. I think there was 1 out at the time, so then there were still, I think, 2 men on base, and Sendy managed to get out of it, if I recall correctly. I might have the scoring wrong, but came up with the bases loaded and converted. I think those were the unearned runs, if I recall correctly. Somebody can fact check me. Slamowitz pitched well. Good time all around, and Sendy was great. All right, let's move now to what we have a lot of fun with is Tier 1. There's just something about the Tier 1 group that makes things a lot of fun. I don't know if it's Steve's intensity or I don't know what it is, but
It's so funny because like in basketball, it's sort of the opposite. No, where like a lot of like
Yeah.
the fun is like it's hard putting my finger on it. But listen, it was game 3. We
the
had
Tier 1 guys in basketball never come on the chats and bullshit. The Tier 1 guys in softball, at least some of them,
Right,
they'll sit with you
right.
and bullshit all day about softball.
Right. Yeah.
I think the Tier 2 guys would also in softball. Maybe we just know the Tier 1 guys better. Some of them, I'm not sure. Like,
It just to say it in
yeah,
short.
Isaac Weiss is a good example. Isaac Weiss doesn't want to be on his phone talking about softball all day. He's a classic example.
Is he even on the players chat? He's not, right?
He said God no. I asked him if I should add
God.
him. He said God no.
Makes sense. That seems right. Yeah, we had game 3 on Sunday. The boys are pumped. As I was speaking with Sak yesterday, it's always a better feeling if you're gonna split. It's always a better feeling to win game 2 than to win game 1. But it didn't help us. We came out flat. The Sheriff absolutely dominated, and our team under 510. We felt short of our ultimate goal this year. I think we lost. I think it was 8-0. We did nothing against Yossi, and in the field we were shaky. We made a couple innings in the first. Our infield Bizzle made a couple errors. Our outfield made a couple errors. Big 3-run home run in the 4th inning that I think that blew it open. Made it from like 3-0 to 6-0. Then tacked on a couple runs after, and
So Yossi Kaufman has rounded into mid-season form.
it was as simple as that. Yossi dominated. Also, like again, I'm gonna keep on saying it, and not that like it's not like I birthed these people, but having Zin and Rokach on left side of your infield, it changes the game. Like we had bases loaded 1 out in the 1st inning, right? Down 1-0. They went up 1-0 in the top, bottom of the 1st. A couple of hard. Gavi hit a single. Adam Hoffman hit a single. And we had a walk. And Chewy's at the plate. And Chewy hits it really hard on the ground. But anything hit hard on the ground between 2nd and 3rd with a guy in 1st and less than 2 outs is an automatic double play. Rokach got it, stepped on the base, threw to 1st. He beat Chewy by 5 feet. And I think it happened again later in the game with 1st and 2nd 1 out. Like it just having a left side of the infield there, of Hill and Moshe Zin. I wish Moshe Zin a huge Molotov, and I can't wait to see him soon at the wedding tonight. It's a cheat code for many pitchers because you could get away with almost anything hard and down to the left side is almost an automatic out, and it's very hard. You don't have that. Like I pitch in Muncie, I have a very solid left side of the infield, but like anything hard and down that just gets by my infield, I get automatically in my head because I pitched with Zid and Rokach behind me on the left side for so long. I get so upset. How can you not make that play? When in reality, it's not easy making a ball hit 97 miles an hour 2 feet to the left of you play, but they make it look easy. So that was really the turning point. We had all all of our energy was knocked out of us here in that 1st. We were very banged up. If I'm gonna give an excuse, the excuse will be Shui Hoffman was sick like a dog the whole game. He was sitting by himself. He was had some sort of virus. Mikey DeBach called out. Mikey DeBach called out the morning of. He had a stomach virus. He was throwing up. And Menachem Greenberg was out. He's arguably our most athletic outfielder. So we definitely were short of some guys, but ultimately Yossi dominated. He dominated, and we didn't play a clean game. Dan actually pitched a pretty good game.
So is there a post-mortem about that team? I mean, they came in with a great hurrah, a lot of noise, it was very exciting.
I think the post-mortem is that, they dominated the Shuli. There's more talent in HSL, and I think That's what it comes down to. I think we're a very good team. I think, again, we lost in 3 games, right? We beat basically the same exact team we lost to today, 12-1 last week in game 2. So it's not like we can't beat them. We destroyed them. We clobbered them. And I think they brought an identical roster this game.
Has there been any discussion about? Was there any discussion about you pitching Game 3 just to give a different?
No,
look?
no.
Not
this
even
is Dan
not
Brown.
even talent wise. Just
No. This is Dan Brown. No, the original discussion is because I honestly I was put on the team as a chesed. Like I wanted to be able to play some softball if I wanted to Sunday morning. I reached out to Adam. He was very nice in adding me to the roster, and thankfully I hit really really well. Now, unfortunately now ever since I started talking about myself, I started hitting more poorly, but I was hitting
no
extremely
longer a
well.
generational run.
Yeah, and they were doing whatever they can to get me in the lineup. I played some first base, some second base. I pitched when Dan wasn't available. But this is Dan's team. This is they've been pitching together for years together in the Shul League. And again, it wasn't even on Dan. Dan pitched well. Even in game 1 when we lost, Dan pitched well. I know we lost like 10-2, but again, both games you lost was very similar. We were super sloppy in the field. The outfield was misplaying balls and dropping balls, or the infield was missing ground balls, and we didn't hit. Right, the game we won, we played well in the field and we did hit. It's very simple. So I think the talent's there. I think we could beat anybody. We did beat anybody. They beat the Bombers. We beat Kaufman. It's not like it's a team that's not strong enough. I think we just came up short in the bigger game, and I think that's what it comes down to. And now for the second time in 3 years, you get or the third time in 4 years, right? Third time in 4. No,
Well,
second
just
time.
One other thing about that team that I just want to add is,
Yeah.
like if they're not going to make you a pitcher, you're going to get scooped pretty quickly. Your team fell apart in February, late February, mid-February.
Yeah.
So, there's talent out there. There's plenty of Tier 1 talent out there that doesn't have a team or just waiting to be poached. For example, I was having a conversation the other day with, what's his name, David Bloom, and he said he's ready to move on from Steve. Would love to pitch for Edelman. No, just kidding. No, but there's plenty of Tier 1 talent out there. There's Aaron Scheinbein, who's playing on my B squad. There's Yaakov Sabo on my B squad. There's Morty Gindoff, who's probably going to go to the 1. Probably discover some more players. We'll probably
Through the tournament.
Yeah, through the tournament. And even like this kid I'm going to be facing Wednesday night, that Dicker found. His name is Malik. I don't know. They said he's wonderful.
He's very good.
I don't know who Mayor Gestetner is. Isaac Weiss.
Mayor's phenomenal. He's playing my RSK team. Unbelievable.
Okay,
player.
so there you go. So I mean, a team, would. Avi, I don't know if you have what it takes to build a team, but if somebody's ready to step forward and build a Tier 1 team, I think it's there for the taking. Now, some of these guys might get scooped up. I don't know. We'll see. But I think it would be. Look, I don't know. I just have some thoughts about that roster. Okay, fine. Time to move on to. Okay, so for the third time in. No.
So
Time in 3
I was
years.
thinking about it. So yes,
Third time in 4 years.
The reason why I thought 3rd and 4th is because I was thinking to that fall night league 2 years ago where they faced each other. But yeah, 3 years ago, Kaufman and Diamond C and King Ventures beat the Bombers. 2 years ago, Ventures beat the Bombers. Last year, my team beat the Bombers. And now this year, again, it's Kaufman versus the Bombers. So, the Bombers, in danger of dropping their 3rd straight championship. And on the flip side, looking to get back on top, claim back what they claim is theirs.
Avi at the beginning of the year gave the Bombers the 3 in the power rankings. That's obviously been, was a mistake, I think. And I think what Avi is talking about is that the Bombers have had an aura bleed. That's a word I knew the word aura, but now I just saw
Aura.
the other aura. That Wemby had the biggest aura bleed ever in like a 7-day period. He had the biggest aura bleed ever. So I think what Avi was really trying to communicate in that preseason podcast was that the Bombers had an aura bleed. So we'll see. Avi thinks they're not fearsome. I know Kaufman's got some injuries. Lowenger's hurt. Zinn's getting married.
Lowenger will be back for games 1 and 2.
Will Yitzi Miller be back?
No. But Lowenger will be there. Zinn will be there.
And you said there was one other injury? Oh, so Kaufman supposedly had an injury, but I guess he was dominant yesterday.
Kaufman's team is ready to go. We have a similar issue in Tier 1 as we do in Tier 2. Games 1 and 2, I'm pretty sure, will be on the 28th. But right now, there's no date for Game 3. July 4th weekend, you can't really do. And they also couldn't get together on a night game. The Bombers, similar to last year, when we tried playing them at night, they just can't get their team together at night. So if there's a split, and again, Yossi Kaufman doesn't want to go 3 games because he's the only pitcher. So the obvious huge advantage there goes to the Bombers with Steve and Koenig. So we're gonna have to figure that one out also. I don't know what we're gonna do, but yeah, I mean, it should be a fun matchup. I still think that Kaufman and Venture have the upper hand. I think they're gonna win the series. I think they may even sweep the series. Um, Again, they have the best infield. I don't think it's close. The only reason why I think it'll be very competitive is because the Bombers have somebody named by the name of Matt Rosenberg, which I have to give Steve Pollen credit for. I did not think Matt would ever become eligible for the playoffs. He didn't play the first 3 weeks. And ended up playing like 6 out of 10 games. So good for Steve and good for the
Avi,
Bombers.
in your fantasy world, what's the betting line for the series on?
Well, you can't really call it a fantasy world when I predicted the Bombers to lose each of the last 2 years, and I was correct. 2 years ago, I had Kaufman beating the Bombers in 3 games. Last year, I had myself beating the Bombers in 3 games. And this year, I have Kaufman beating the Bombers in 2 games. And Venture Behavioral Health.
That means they got worse.
Yes, I think Kaufman's team is combined a golden infield with a golden outfield, and now have an unbelievable team defensively.
Who's your outfield?
Their outfield is if they have everyone there, if they're healthy. Their outfield is Chesky Itzkowitz, Yossi Rosenberg, Gestetner, I think, might be out there in the outfield. That and who's their fourth outfielder? They're perfect against us. They didn't miss any balls. They didn't miss anything. They're absolutely golden. I'm forgetting where the fourth outfield is, and their infield is immaculate. It's Yaakov Weiss, Archie, Rokach, and Zinn.
So why did it seem like they had a bit?
Oh, you throw Lowinger plays outfield and he plays.
Why did it seem like they had a bit of an aura bleed themselves?
I don't know when did they have an aura bleed?
It didn't seem like they were.
Well, last year they.
No. This season, it seemed like they were struggling a little bit.
Yossi Kaufman wasn't healthy. He got rocked. He gave up. He had 2 or 3 games where he gave 10+ runs. Zinn barely showed up. He showed up just enough to be eligible. Lowinger was banged up. You're talking about guys missing games. Archie doesn't play until after Pesach, so he missed the first 3 games.
I see.
You have a team that's rounded into shape. They're fully loaded.
Gotcha. And how do you expect the games to go?
I think that game 1 will be a very low scoring game. I think game 1 will be a 3-2 Venture win. I think game 2 Venture blows the doors off. I think they win it like 9-2, 9-3.
Is Steve gonna pitch 2 games?
No, I think Steve goes game 1 and Conan goes game 2.
Although against you, I guess Koenig wasn't healthy. Steve went 2 games, right?
Yes, Conan wasn't healthy. I mean, who knows? Maybe Steve will go both games. You never know. Come championship, if Steve pitches game 1 and loses 3-2, but those are a great game, maybe I'll want to put him. Koenig defers to Steve Sunday mornings. Is what we've come to know for the most part, right? Also, Koenig could play a very good outfield. Steve could also, but Koenig enjoys playing right field. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I do think Ventures are going to sweep, and I think they will become champions for the 2nd out of 3rd year in a row. And Moshe Zinn and Hill Rokach will become back-to-back champions. That's my prediction.
All right.
Will I be shocked if the Bombers win? Of course not. They're a fantastic team with David Bloom and Matt Rosenberg and Glenn and Abish, and they're stacked, right? Stephen Koenig pitching, like, they're an unbelievable team as well. Don't sleep on them. I just
Sterling Friedman, Ari Moskowitz,
Sterling and Ari, yeah, they're a great team. Not to sleep on. Not
Mike
to sleep
Pfeiffer,
on at all. But
Mike Pfeiffer,
and also what's his face? Who Isaac Weiss mentioned early on in the podcast.
Donnie
also
Perlman?
playing. Donnie Perlman's very good as well. Yeah.
Very dirty slide.
Very dirty slide.
I don't even know what Donnie looks like. I'm not even sure what he looks like. All right, good stuff. Softball's in full swing.
Yes.
We've got RSK June 21st. Maybe we should invite Yossi Rosenberg on for a pre.
Yeah, I would love to do that.
RSK podcast.
We have the Twillery tournament that we really hope to get registration out very soon, like legitimately soon. Once the summer league, is confirmed, which really almost is basically, not that hard to get a Twillery registration, unless we're gonna make people pay when they sign up like we did last time.
Yeah, we are. We are for Twillery. We have.
Oh, okay.
We can't chase money that way. I mean, chasing captains for full team fees has been very tough. And
all right, so there's a little bit of setup there, but we really should get that out ASAP because people are asking, people are itching for registration.
All righty, good job, Avi. I wish I could say that a couple seasons ended already, but unfortunately, these seasons. I like closing the book on seasons. To me, the first softball season is March to June. And now they're both going to be going into July, and it's just my worlds are out of whack. I don't know. That's how it is. All righty. So we'll see you soon.
All right. See you soon, guys.